It is never easy to bear your nakedness. For some, it can even be embarrassing to be seen nude by your husband or wife. So when it comes to a total stranger like a medical worker, the blood pressure for some people rises at the very thought of the invasion of their most intimate of parts. Well, this is what happens every time a woman goes for cervical cancer screening using the known conventional methods, the pap smear and the visual inspection with acetic acid or VIA.
This involves speculum examination. Speculum examination involves getting the woman onto the examination couch, remove the private clothes, insert a speculum into her private parts, and that bit of it, the woman detests it so much.
According to a 2-year research conducted by Makerere University and Mulago Hospital in collaboration with the Program for Appropriate Technology in Health, PATH, an international organization, most women are beginning to shun these methods. No more now for women who have this aversion. In the same research, with a new rapid test kit for cervical cancer, these fears will be dissipated as women will be able to do the tests by themselves.
The HPV DNA test is a very simple test. You use a brush which you give to a woman to rotate in her private parts. The brush is very soft, it's not harmful, and whatever sample or fluid that is on the brush is what we take to test.
It is a test for the virus which causes the cancer. It is like having an HIV test.
If you test negative, you're advised to abstain from unsafe sex and return for a repeat test after about 7 years.
Those who are positive will be the one who will be scheduled for the next examination like VIA or pap smear.
Cancer of the cervix is the #1 killer of over 2,000 women in Uganda each year, yet it is the most preventable and treatable by 100%.
If you detect it very early, like using the HPV test, it detects the precancerous stage. It hasn't grown into full-blown cancer.
And at that stage, there's nothing much that can be done for them other than just treating the signs and the symptoms, kind of just alleviating pain and preparing them to die.
It is caused by a contagious virus known as HPV, human papilloma virus, through sex.
Men actually are transmitters of this disease. A man can have the virus, but hardly will show the signs of cervical cancer. After all, the man doesn't have the cervix.
It eats up the cervix and it keeps on spreading to other parts of the woman's body, including her reproductive parts, until it kills the woman.
It is a very common cancer, and globally over 500,000 women get it per year. So what signs as a woman should I look out for? Why should I go for this test?
Unfortunately for cancer of the cervix, by the time it begins to show signs, it means it is already advanced. Signs like bleeding from the private part, back pain, pain in the lower abdomen, sexual intercourse which is bloody. In the very early stages of the disease, there are actually no signs. The woman feels perfectly well.
Indeed, it is a silent murderer which gives you only one warning sign, which is at the time that you have had unprotected sex. In about 10 to 15 years after the unprotected sex, you may wake up to the deadly cancer of the cervix.
Only about 15% survive. Most of them die within 3 years, if not treated.
Experts now believe that emphasis should be put on early detection, and the CareHPV test, which does not require a laboratory or electricity, is said to be fitting, especially within resource-limited countries like Uganda. Vaccination against the human papilloma virus, which causes cervical cancer, is currently being undertaken in Busia district, as well as 13 other districts in Uganda, targeting over 140,000 girls in primary 4 and those aged 10 outside school.
For a person to be protected, you need 3 doses. So we are giving the first dose now in October. We shall give the second dose after 2 months, that will be in December. Third and final dose in April.
But even with this vaccine protection, which is only for some strains of HPV, women still need to go for screening. The simultaneous CareHPV test research was conducted in 4 countries, with Uganda representing the African continent. The method was found to be highly sensitive.
Women who are positive, the test is picking them very well. It doesn't give false negative results. Compared to pap smear and VIA.
As a ministry, we are happy about the cost. It's about $5, and we think this is affordable within our healthcare system.
To the researchers, It is the ideal future test for all women, with the aim of drastically reducing the cervical cancer burden. Florence Nalimba, NTV.